That's hard to see in the video is the ridges caused from shrinking the metal. When you're shrinking it, you're kind of shoving it together. So it creates these little ridges that overlap and make like little tiny mountains. So to combat those ridges, I grind them down. So I ground down a little too much, but it is a perfect place for my spot weld. So that in the industry is what we like to call a happy accident. The first layer is ready to be welded in. I'm just drawing out my spot welds. I have to add this piece in first before I do the actual formed piece because it is 22 gauge and I have to build up the height. I hit the sandwiched sides of the metal with 2 to 3 coats of SEM's trim black. This stuff dries fast. I had it on hand and I ain't spending no more damn money. I get all my surfaces ground down and prepped to be welded. Here comes the fun. This is the first time I have welded sheet metal in 6 years. Man. So laying down the filler panel, as I told you guys about. I grind down my spot welds, hit it with some more paint. Then we're ready to move on to actual formed piece. When I lay down this piece, I'm absolutely not gonna weld on top of my other spot welds from the piece underneath. So I make sure I offset my spot welds, and then I'm also gonna butt weld my seams. So right here, my settings on my welder, I am running about a 30 thousandths wire and a 2 on the voltage and anywhere between a 40 and a 55 on the wire speed. What I found when you are trying to weld rusty metal to thin metal is that if I don't have my wire speed up high enough, it tends to blow out one side or the other pretty fast. You know what they say, grinder and paint make you the welder you ain't. And I ain't much of a welder, so here we are grinding. So after some welding, some grinding, some more welding, some grinding, some more welding and grinding, I broke out the files and some 80 grit sandpaper and got the sanding to try to get these rounded corners looking right. And after all that, we finally have this one teeny tiny little section done and plenty more to go. Thanks for watching. I know it's a long-winded one, but I wanted to show you the in-depth process. It's currently midnight as I film this voiceover and edit this footage, so I do appreciate everyone that watches these videos, interacts with them. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. It means more than you know.